Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to open a blank spreadsheet, right? And they're going to have how many tabs? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tabs. You guys with me? The first tab is called dashboard. Hold on. Can you guys see everything now? Okay, the first tab is called dashboard. The second tab is called grades. Third tab is called remaining courses. Fourth tab is called taken courses, which is the courses that you have taken. And the fifth tab is called options. At the end of the day, you're going to save this file as course grades part 1. On Thursday, you're going to take this file, make changes, and save it as course grades part 2. I expect you to turn in 2 files at the end of this week, right? One of them with this version of the file, which is part 1 of it, and the second one was the modified version of this file, which is part 2. All right? So that way you guys have to have sat through both lectures. Okay, so dashboard, grades, remaining courses, taken courses, and options. All right? So now, I think what I want to try to do is I'm going to try to illustrate a lot of Excel concepts, especially some advanced Excel concepts in this file. This is not a place where I teach you, oh, this is how to name a list. This is how I show you. I named the list based on this, and hopefully you figure, oh, that must be how to name a list. All right? So examples by showing you exactly how these things work. You're going to go to the tab called options, right? Now, go to, from here, right? Go to the fall of 2000 and, start from the fall of 2000 and, when did you guys, who's the most, how do I do this? Okay, go from when you started your program.
Here or transfer?
Go here because your GPA only depends on what you took here, right? So go from the semester you started up to the semester that you plan to graduate. For example, here I have fall 2011. I don't even know why I have this. It has to have been whoever turned this in, because this is an example of what somebody did last year, right? This is when the person started. So fall 2000 or spring, whatever the year, and go down to the last semester. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This person took 5 years to graduate. Some of you will take 4, some of you will take 3, some of you will take 6. All right? But again, no judgment, just put whatever you have. The point of this is for us to see, these are the courses that I have to take, these are the credits. So the courses that I've taken, it automatically calculates your GPA and lets you play with courses. Add new courses, add new grades. If I get a D in Judy's class, oh my God, how's that going to affect my GPA? Like, actually make you make real-time decisions on, I know what I have to do in this class to be able to graduate with this GPA, right? Okay, and no one's going to get a D in this class, I hope not. So that was just a joke. Okay, so do fall 2011 to whatever semester you're graduating. The next, column B, go A, B, C, D, and F. Those are the grades that you can enter. All these things are going to be drop downs, right? So these are the options for the drop downs. And then the third, just put major and elective, because all the courses that you have to take, they're either your major courses or they're electives, right? There are no other categories, I hope not. Okay, so when you do that, the next thing that you do is go and select all the semesters that you're going to be here. And up here, name it semesters.
Wait, did you want to narrow all those or just ones that were already here, I thought?
I'm sorry?
I thought you said if you transfer, you only put the ones that were here anyway.
Put the ones that you were here and when you're going to graduate. Up to when you're going to graduate from college. So put it from now till when you anticipate that you're going to graduate. Or from when you got here. Alright? Well, for example, I see one course in your list, take it all the way down till when you think you're going to graduate. This is this semester, so I assume that's a couple years back, right? All right, so list all this, right, and name it semesters. Cool? Next thing, highlight all the grades and call them grades up here. This is how you name a list. So when you're going to create drop downs, for example, you can now say, you know what, I want to generate a drop down from this list. Does that make sense? Who said no? Alicia, I thought that was you. Okay, why are you confused? Okay, have you written down all these things in here? Right? So now go and highlight all the semesters, like select all of them, and call on at the top here where you have this thing, this box up here, name box. Type semesters there. Right now it's probably going to say A3 or A8 or whatever the heck it says. Replace that thing with semesters and hit enter. All right? Go to the next box, A to F. Highlight A to F, name it grades. Hit enter. If you don't hit enter, it's not going to. Okay. Name it grades. And the next one, major or elective, highlight both of them, name it major. Now you have to be careful, know what you name these things, right? Try not to put additional spaces because sometimes when you're going back to reference the list, you're not going to remember all the additional spaces that you put in. All right? So like for example, you see how here I named it major without the additional space at the end. That's how you have to do it so that way you don't run into confusion. Note the cases that you use. When you use capital letters, small letters, whatever you use, make sure you know it. If I were you, I'd do exactly what I'm doing here because you will get confused and you will get lost. And so when I come down to help you, it's easier for me to transfer what I did there versus trying to understand what you did to help you. Make sense? Okay, are we done with this tab? Cool. All right, so next tab, we are going to go to, right? You're going to create you're going to go to the list, the course website where you have all the courses that you're supposed to take to graduate. Wherever that is on the internet. I'm assuming you guys have already found it, right? Copy them all. All right? Well, you know what? You can start from here. At the top, we can put course name on, just create the table first. Put course name on the first in column A at the top. Next one is major / elective. And the third one is credits. This is just what's the name of the course. Is it a major or is it an elective, right? And how many credits are you going to, and how many credits is it? Is it clear so far? Yeah. You have that like, what the heck face? What? What's happening? Why are you lost? Okay, all right. So you have to go to the website in your department, get a list of all the courses that you need to take for your major or the electives, whatever, right? But before you paste it, on another tab called remaining courses, right? So we're talking about the next tab called remaining courses. Start on cell A1, this first up top right here, right? Name it, put course name at the just naming the columns. All right? Next one, major / elective. Next one, credits. All right? After you do that, you're now going to copy and paste all the courses that you got from the internet into column A. And sometimes you don't have to know what your electives are, right? You can just put it as, you know how sometimes they say, oh, you have to take all these courses and then 5 electives in healthcare, 2 electives in business, whatever, right? You can just say healthcare elective 1, healthcare elective 2 to represent it. Yes?
So the remaining course, is it the course semester?
For now, let's put it as everything.
Everything?
Yes, and then we're going to take out a subset of that into courses that we've taken, so that way it's truly what is remaining that is left there. But for now, put everything down there.
You all got it, because you didn't do it one at a time.
I'm sorry?
You didn't do it one at a time, you just based on it.
Copy and paste everything. Copy everything, and you should paste OK in Excel, I think. Are those the courses that you have to take?
Yeah.
Okay, so copy and paste. Copy that. Just highlight everything. Do Control V.
Well, no, do that. You want to take one of these boards, I gotta break it up.
Are you guys with me so far? Okay. So clean out the table. You guys are going to, it's going to look all raggedy when you put it on your Excel spreadsheet. You can highlight everything and do like a word wrap right here. So that way to wrap itself around. Like increase the width of the column, right? So that way it's wider. And then you can do like a word wrap. So you see how if a word wrap will kind of move the lines under so that way everything falls in the same space. Does that make sense? So like for you, for example, I'm going to increase this and then I'm going to do a word wrap on it. So you see how it fits? It's a wrap text or whatever it's called. Okay. Does anybody have any questions so far? Questions? Yes. For the elective credits, just call them elective 1, elective 2, elective 3, because you don't know what you're going to take yet. If it's electives in different, put as much as you know. If, for example, it says you have to take 2 electives in the sociology department, you have to take 1 elective in the finance department, whatever the heck it is, right? Just say sociology elective 1, right? Well, as much as you know, so that way you kind of get a sense of what it is. All right. Now, when you're done with that, you're going to say, is it a major or or an elective? Go down to the next column. And then you're going to say, how many credits is it? Is this clear enough? Okay, so just keep going. So now what we're going to do, right? So after you're done with this part, stop. Then you guys are going to go through, we're going to go through the structure of the rest of the tabs. Then you're going to go back and fill in the blanks. At that point, I'm just going to walk around and help people while the rest of you are filling in the blanks, okay? So remaining courses, this is clear, right? Now, don't add up anything, whatever. Now, assuming that you have all this put in, highlight everything. Let's say this is the end, and hit format. Let's see, it should be at home. There should be something up here, same format as table, or call it all table, something like that. There's a table option there, right? Just hit table, so that way it turns it into a table. But see, you can't do that because you only have 1 column. Highlight the 3 of them. Okay. So after you copy and paste the course, call it a table. Are you guys done with that? Again, as long as you have the courses, that's the main thing. You understand what I'm saying? As long as you have the course names, you can always go back and fill out whether it's a major or elective or how many credits it is. Okay. So for the sake of the video, I'm going to move on, but I'm going to come back. All right. So now the next tab, what do you call it? Taking courses. Matter of fact, just copy and paste, right click, right? When you're done with this tab, just do right click, move or copy, right? Let's say create a copy of this tab, and it's going to create a copy here. You see how it says remaining courses 2? Just rename that tab to taking courses. So that way you already have all the courses pasted in and all the credits. You just have to delete the ones that you haven't taken. Does that make sense? That's better than creating and copying and pasting them individually into the new tab. Did I just lose some people? Okay, so when you're done with your remaining courses tab, is that clear? When you're done with that tab, you bring in your courses, the credits, what is an elective, blah, blah, blah. Okay, right click on that tab. So right here, right click on the tab and do move or copy. Why are we doing this? We want to make a replica of that tab. All right, move or copy, and then the options are going to come up. What you want to do is you want to say, make a copy of this tab, remaining courses, right? But just right here, make sure you say create a copy. So that way to make a duplicate of it. Is this clear so far? Now, it's going to name it whatever tab you copied, number 2 or number 3. So you see now I have the third one because this is the second time I'm doing it. When you're done with that, you're going to rename this thing to taken courses. So that way in the remaining courses tab, right? You delete everything except for the ones that you still have to take. And in the taken courses tab, you delete everything that you have. You only keep the things that you've taken. Does that make sense? No? I promise it'll make sense when you actually do it. Yes, Rob?
The classes table.
Did I make the classes table? What does that mean?
Make it a table.
Did I make that table?
All the classes, yeah. Is that all just one big table?
It's all one big table.
Did you want to insert to make a table?
No. In your home, at the very end here, there's an option that says table on your home tab.
So if I highlight it and go to the top right.
Yes. So highlight it and go to the top right. You should see an option that says table. You found it? Okay. Yeah. So for example, now you have this, right? So what the first thing you're going to do is you're going to highlight everything. Now this is all the courses for your major, right? Including those that you've taken and the ones that you haven't taken, right? So you still need to take. Yeah. So here, go to format as table, right? That's whatever, it doesn't matter, right? It has formatted as table. The next thing that you're going to do, so see, you already copied it. So what I was saying is, if you can highlight it, that way you already copy all the formatting that you already put in here. So you can always do it again. Since you copied the table, like, this is just do it for both. Yeah. So that way here, you can actually just delete everything since it's taken. Yeah, that's right. Because you get what I'm saying? Yeah. Well, that's easier than going through this list trying to find the ones that you can actually copy and paste in this individually. Anybody have questions? Yes. That's fine. Put it in because effective key. Put it in. If you switch your majors, make sure when you say put your taking courses, put the ones that you have already taken. Anything that affects your GPA in this world, I don't care what major it is, put it in.
So on there it says like arts and humanities selected or whatever. Do you want us to put the actual name of the class?
No, just put arts and humanities, elective. Except if you've actually taken it, they'll put the name of the class. But if you haven't taken it and you don't know what class you're going to take for that option, you have to put the elective, yes. Does that affect your GPA? No. So you only put the things that have or will affect your GPA when you take it. If you switch, yeah. Then you put it in. Because they don't affect your GPA.
Taking courses go on the copy remaining courses, right?
Yeah, so copy remaining courses. Are these all the courses that you have to take? Everything? Huh? These are the only courses. I don't believe that. Okay. So these are the what we have to take all these, right?
No, just this. This is what makes this contract.
So what else makes it a major? So really, your major is only 30 credits, or 45 credits for the whole major? Is that
plus the math?
Is that real? No, you're like I don't believe that. Because usually, how many credits is standard for one semester for you guys? How many credits? 12? 15? So 15 times 4 years generally is what I expect, 100 and something credits, right? Okay, so I'm going back. Have you guys created that remaining? Is it clear what the remaining and taking courses tabs look like for now? Okay, moving on. Grades. You're going to create a table, of course, right? The headers, if I were you, would just go to your grades tab, so that way you can you can fill in the blanks later, or as long as you know what to fill in. Grades. You want to put your first heading as courses, which are the courses that you have taken, the semester that you took it. This is pretty much your transcript, right? Is it a major or is it an elective? How many credits was it, and what grade did you get? Then put a tab called weight. This weight is going to be a formula that we are going to automatically calculate. All right? Weight is how much does this actually affect your GPA? And that is all dependent on how many credits it is, right? Okay. I'm so sorry. Like, for example, an A is a 4.0. A B is a 3.0. You get what I'm saying? A B is a 3. A C is a 2. A D is a 1. And F is a 0. Right? So this is pretty much going to go through what you get. Is it a B? Then the weight is a 3. Is it a C? The weight is 2. Right? But then you don't say that automatically. We're going to put a formula that will automatically determine that and put it there for you. So just call that weight for now. And you can put a note. So that way you can kind of say maybe like computer science elective 1. You can say I took Java 1. Something to kind of remind you of what happened there. But put a note there as well. Okay, so courses, semester, major/electives, credits, right? Grade, weight, and note. I really need you guys to move on from the taking courses and remaining courses tabs. You can fill that in later because it's about to get a lot more complex. All right? So I need you guys to leave those tabs for now and focus on this, because if you know how to go back and do it yourself, then you can leave it and go back to it later. But for now, focus on this. Is everyone with me? Where are you guys? Don't tell me remaining courses or taking courses. That's the only place you can be, and you're not supposed to be there. You're supposed to be here with me. All right, please. I need you guys to kind of stop what you're doing and look here. Because if you really don't do it, you are going to get lost, like now. Cool. Okay, so the top have these things: courses, semester, major/electives, credits, grade, weight, and note. Okay? All right, now, the very first thing that you're going to do, you're going to highlight column A. That's the first thing that you're going to do. Before you put anything in there, before you put any data in there, highlight column A. You are going to go to data, the tab data, and then do data validation. What is data validation in Excel? Data validation is how you put in a drop-down spreadsheet, how you put in a drop-down list. All right? Instead of entering values manually, you always have to use a drop-down list, especially if you want to do some analysis on the table, so you have the exact same names. So go to data analysis, right? Now you're going to do list, allow only a list. Data validation really tells you allow only this kind of data in these cells. We're going to say I only want you to allow a list here. All right? Where is the source? Right? So now I want you to click on this button right here on the side. It's going to open something. Go to your remaining courses. Right? And then select all the courses. So select everything. If you haven't filled out all your courses, select probably down to like column number 60 or something, just to allow you space to add more. All right? Is that clear? Is this clear? Okay? When you're done with that, it's going to still have the thing dancing and spinning around it. Hit this button again, and then say OK. If you did it correctly, on each cell there should be a drop down that has a list of all the courses that you had, if you had any of them, any courses. Click on the individual cells. Don't click on the table. Click on Yeah. Do you see it? It's blank for you because you didn't have any courses there. Once you like go there and go to remaining courses and put a sample course. Just say test course 1, 2, 3 on the course name. That's strange. You should have something there. Sorry. Does everyone see something when they hit the drop down? Okay, alright, so moving on. So next tab, semester. We're going to highlight cell B. Right? We're going to highlight cell B. You're going to do data validation again. Right? You're going to say you want a list again. And now you're going to say equal to semester. Remember the list we called semester? Remember that list? Just say equal to semester. Excel will go through the entire spreadsheet and find the list you called semester, and it's going to put it there. So now it says it cannot find whatever I named, so maybe I didn't do it correctly. I have to go back here. What I call it? Semesters. You see why you have to name it correctly? Okay, equal to semesters or whatever you called it. Okay on it. Now, if you go to the drop down, you should see the list of all the semesters that you put in there. Alright? Can I move on? We're going to the next tab, major/electives. Do the exact same thing, except this time put the list major in there. Just click on like C at the top and just select the entire thing. Yeah. Data validation. I want a list and I want it to be major. Okay? I'm sorry? Credits, leave it as blank because credits are what they are. You put that in manually, right? Grade, what do you have to do? Can someone guess? Data validation and put in the grade as a part of the list. So highlight cell E, data validation, list, and call this grades. What I call it, grades or grade? Grade, right? Oh, what I call it? Grades with S? Yeah. Okay, you guys with me so far? Is everyone with me? Okay, so now is the part where you're about to get confused. So look, right? Just now is the part where none of these are supposed to have confused you, but now you're about to get confused. So look. Now, remember the thing I sent you yesterday? This is the formula you're going to put in, by the way. You see why this is the part you're going to get confused? What am I saying in this formula? I am saying if the grade, which is E2, if this E is an A, just for 1 second look at the formula. And yes, Judith is a very kind human being. I've actually given you this formula copied and pasted in the notepad, so you have to just copy and paste it. You don't have to replace all those parentheses, but I need you to understand what this formula does. Alright? If the grade is an A, right here, I want the weights to be 4. Else, if the grade is a B, I want the weights to be 3. Else, if the grade in E2, which is right here, right, is a C, I want the weights to be 2. If the grade is a D, I want the weight to be 1. Else, if it doesn't satisfy any of this criteria, I want the weight to be 0, which is an F. Do you guys understand that, or you want me to go through it again? Do you understand that? Yes.
It's just assigning the weight.
I am just assigning the weight to the grade. That's all I'm doing. Right? That's also a way for me to automatically determine what grade did you put in. Okay, I'll put this weight there. Versus every single time you say, oh, I got an A. What does an A mean 4? Oh, I got a B. What does a B mean 3? Right? No, just allow a formula to take care of it so that way you don't make mistakes. Is this clear? Okay, so now go to the notepad that I sent you yesterday, which looks like this. Grades tab. Now, you see, of everything, all these different tabs are going to have all these formulas. But for now, just take this grades tab. Copy weight up to this place. If E2 equals A, copy that and come here in cell F2. Double click in F2 and paste it there. Make sure you double click and then paste it. You're pasting the formula of the weight from the notepad document I gave you yesterday. I sent it to you in your email and I sent it to you. I put it in Blackboard. Alright? Right now it should probably say nothing or it should say 0 if you don't have any course. To test if this actually works, type the letter A in E2. To test if it works, type the letter A in E2. What happened? Huh? 4. Type the letter B. Turn to 3, right? So yeah, so that's how you know that it actually works. Now what are we going to do? You're going to go to this weight formula. Go to the very edge. It's going to turn into a cross. Like a dark solid cross, right? Not this white cross, the black one. Then drag the formula down to the rest of the table. Just drag it all the way down. Right? So that way here, if I say I got an F, it's going to be a 0. But if I got a B, it's going to be a 3. Alright? So drag it all the way down so that way it pretty much allows you unlimited classes. Questions? For now, questions? Go ahead.
I copied and pasted it.
You copied and pasted it, but it didn't work. Okay. Yeah, but you have to put something in the grade. So let's say you select the A.
What is already there?
Anybody have any questions? You can transfer that it doesn't affect your GPA. You can put it in there, but then you're just going to give it a weight of 0. Give it like a, give it as a weight of. Another thing you can do, you can put like a T as part of your grade. So A, B, C, D, E, F, A, B, C, D, F, T. So that way, it's going to give it a weight of 0. That way, it doesn't affect your GPA. All right? Yes. Yes. Or you can put number of credits on that 0 as well. So that way you use 0 to them. No, credits is one. Okay, moving on. We're moving on, right? We just started. Today is the easy part. Thursday is really going to get rough. You see why I said, guys, come to class? Y'all can't make it without this, I promise. Without coming to class, I promise. At least for this week. Alright? And then just put a tab called notes. Just leave that blank. You can put your notes, whatever you want to put in there. Okay, we're going to go to the last tab for today, officially. And then what we're going to do is we're now going to, I'm going to go around, help people. You guys are going to go back and start filling in some of the blanks that you kind of skipped, right? All of that. Okay, so for today, I just want four things. Cumulative GPA, major GPA, number of courses taken, number of courses remaining. It is extremely important that you put things in the right cell and in the right column, in the right row and the right column that I put it. You know why? Because my formulas are based off my rows and my columns. The second you put this thing in cell number 5 instead of cell number 4, the formula is not going to work. Alright? So just try your best, and obviously I'll walk around and I'll figure it out with you, but it's going to take a whole lot of the stress away if you just make it look like my own structurally. Cool? So we have these four things. Alright. So now you're going to go to... now we're going to calculate your cumulative GPA. This is what the formula looks like. Alright? She's like, do we have it on the cheat sheet? Yes, you do. Yes, you do. I try to provide all the formulas because, yeah, having people are going to miss the exclamation marks and the, and the columns, and it's going to get too messy. Okay, so go to the, what do you call it? The notes on the dashboard tab. Just do, let's see, cumulative GPA right here. There are a lot of formulas here, but remember, a lot of these we're going to use in the part 2 of this file. So for here, we're only going to use 1 or 2. That's why I said on Thursdays that's going to be formula heavy. So for now, just keep up, right? Go to cumulative GPA, copy everything from the equal to. And how am I doing this? In reality, I'm just saying, right? Grades D to blah, blah, blah. I'm just saying take the sum of the grades. Does anyone know what sum product is? Sum product is really take whatever number of credits times weight. You know how your GPA calculates is credit times weight plus credit times weight plus credit times weight, right? That's what it takes a number of credits. So 3 credits, you got an A, that is a 4. It's going to multiply those, add it to every single class that you took and add everything together. Now divide it by number of credits altogether. That's how your GPA is calculated, right? So this sum product is a formula that does a product and a sum at the same time. So this is D2 is really the credits. F is really what under your grades tab is really where I put the weight, if you remember correctly, right? So what it's doing is credit times weight plus credit times weight plus credit times weight. When it's done with everything, it's going to divide it by the sum of all the credits. Does that make sense? That's what I'm doing. Just copy and paste the formula and put it in there. Under cumulative GPA in column B. So right here. In column B1 or cell B1. And hit enter. If you haven't put any courses, it should say 0. Enter. That's fine. Because you haven't put anything there. Now the reason why your grade is your GPA is 3.8 is because I said you go to 3 for one course. Okay, is this clear? Alright, right now you should say if you want to test it out, if it works, go back to your grades tab and just put a random grade for any course. Just call a course, put a B or whatever, and put like 3 or 4 credits, something. Number of credits you can put, you just put whatever number you want. And then go back. It should say a number now. No? Okay. Div 0. Go to grades and test it out. Well, how many credits is it? How many credits is it? How many credits is it? How are you going to calculate your credits? Questions? Can I move on? No. Okay. Yes, I think that's a yes, right? Major GPA. You can put that, go back to the spreadsheet or the document. Major GPA, this is the formula right here. Right? This formula gets a little more complex even. I'm saying of the list, right? Of the list of when you're doing this D2 minus F times F, remember the sum product that we did, right? We're doing credit times, guys, can you please listen? So when I'm calculating the GPA, right, for the cumulative, you do everything, right? But for the major GPA, you only do the ones that say major as the kind of course. So my formula says, do the exact same thing you did for this, meaning multiply the weight times the credits, right? But now, of everything, exclude everything, only include the things that are of type major. That's really what the formula is saying. And over time, you guys are going to get more comfortable and more advanced in Excel, and you'll be able to do these things by yourselves. But for right now, what you need to know is this is exactly what we're doing, and this is what is possible with Excel. So I'm saying do weight times sometimes product, but of everything, only find the ones that have the type major in this other column and extract them from that list. All right? But you see how these things are if you try to do this thing by hand and calculate how it can get really nearly impossible to figure out by yourself if you're doing it by hand. That's where formulas come in. Okay? So yeah, for major GPA, this is the formula. Number of courses taken equal to blah right there. I'm just counting all the courses in your courses tab, in your grades tab. And number of courses remaining, I'm just counting all the courses in your remaining tab minus let's see. But here it says minus B5. Notice here. Oh, let's escape. Here it says minus B5 right here. Now it's going for today it's going to be minus B3. So remember you have number of courses taken. Let me just go back up 1 second. You guys know where your major GPA comes from, right? The formula. Huh? Okay. Your number of courses taken, the formula is coming from here. This right here. Alright? Number of courses remaining, the formula is this. This next one. Except this B5, change that to B3. Because you haven't there's nothing in B5. Alright? It's going to this Excel spreadsheet is going to change next week. Alright? So now this is the structure of the website of the spreadsheet. Name that course grades part 1. When you're done with this file, this is the file you're turning as your part 1. Alright? Next week, by the time we're done, it's going to look very similar to this. But next week is going to look like this. Let's see. And you're only going to have one tab courses. We're going to fix it. And it looks kind of messy right now. But you're only going to have one tab courses that's going to automatically control everything. But for now, you're going to have 2 remaining courses and taking courses. Is that a little clear? Okay. So next week is going to evolve. But for this week, this is what I want. If you guys don't have a lot of experience using formulas, this may be a little much for one day, but that's the only way to do it. You have to dive in and just swim. Alright? So that's it for today. I'm going to obviously turn off the video so that way y'all... sorry about that. Now y'all know my ringtone. Okay.